Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about MPD investigating after Milwaukee Doordash customer allegedly tracks down driver at home, vandalizes car. So as we all know, in the event that there is a challenge during a delivery, DoorDash drivers are expected to follow through anyway and/or report this to the specific platform they are working on. And don't even get me started on the concept that a lot of these police officers end up discriminating against gig workers. In this case, the driver is the one who is the victim here, and apparently they are tracking down the customer that tracked down this driver. So with that said, we are talking about everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for DoorDash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers and customers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A Milwaukee DoorDash driver speaking out after a frightening encounter where a customer allegedly followed her home and caused thousands of dollars in damage to her vehicle over an undelivered food order. The Milwaukee police confirms it is investigating this incident. Really? Because if it was a gig worker, you would not only cuff the person, you would have them dragged down to the station and deliver their order for PR purposes, not for this. Faith Morris told TMJ4 that her car, a 2024 model, sustained approximately $6,000 in damage when a customer allegedly tracked her location through the delivery app and confronted her at her home on July 11th. She did this over a 10-piece chicken wing. She passed fryers to come here, Morris said. How could she track you down via the delivery app? Like, that's actually something where I'm like, okay, maybe I just didn't see this. How did she track you through the delivery app? That makes no sense to me. Because if you delivered the order and they just claimed the order never arrived, that'd be the end of it. They chased you down all the way home after you delivered it? That makes no sense. According to court documents filed by the Milwaukee Police Department, Morris was unable to complete a delivery 3 weeks ago due to losing internet connection to the DoorDash app and returned home. That's when the situation escalated dramatically. So you took the order for some reason? Like, don't get me wrong, like, if you can't complete the order, you can't complete the order. Have you tried contacting support? I feel like there's something to the story I'm not understanding. Morris explained that after returning home, the customer began calling her repeatedly. She says, "You just told me to have a blessed night. You said you were at home. I got your location," Morris recalled. So wait, you didn't even finish the order? It sounds like this is a huge DoorDash glitch. Like, even after the order was supposedly incomplete, they still have your location so long after? That's insane. Minutes later, security footage captured someone knocking on Morris's door before proceeding to vandalize her car. She picked up one of those bricks off the neighbor's lawn and she threw it onto here, Morris said, pointing to her damaged vehicle. Woof, that is a significant amount of damage. I'm not sure what happened with the order specifically. She did make a follow-up video and I will get to that, but I don't see any valid reason in why this would be the case. Like, really? How do you justify this kind of damage? I don't care how much food you got. Like, take it up with the company, man. The destruction didn't stop here. She was beating my car with the four-way, Morris said, showing the hammered hood of her car. Morris said the suspect also knocks my rear view mirror off, busts this window, and the whole window out here, leaving glass scattered on the ground. There is less than no reason. There is less than no reason overall. Morris believes the customer was able to track her home using the app's GPS since the order was never marked as delivered. Morris says it raises serious concerns about delivery driver safety and privacy. The incident has left Morris unable to work. "I can no longer work right now. I can't have deliveries," she said. Look, however you feel about the order not being marked as delivered and her just going home with the order is up for debate. What I am not thrilled about is how the customer chose to take it upon themselves to have the order literally just taken from her. Morris is now calling for changes to DoorDash's policies to better protect drivers. I actually need a lawyer, so by the end of this, I can own DoorDash and change the policy because, first of all, yes, DoorDash policies need to change, she said. When she asked what she hopes happens to the person responsible, Morris was clear. I hope they don't take this lightly at all. What she did, it's not warrant a 10-piece chicken wing. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The only thing I would say is that even if this ends up going into a lawsuit with DoorDash, right? I can't imagine this going any more than just the amount of damage done. Because at the end of the day, DoorDash is going to spin it from a legal standpoint as you took the order home, you didn't deliver the food. So it's not like you aren't also somewhat responsible. DoorDash responded to the incident in a statement to TMJ for this customer's actions are completely uncalled for, unacceptable, and disturbing. We have permanently banned them from our platform and in touch with the Dasher directly to offer our support. I so need to hear how this is going to turn out. Because saying that you're going to offer your support doesn't mean anything's going to come of it that's worth it. Also, the customer could just make another DoorDash account. Like, what's stopping the customer there? The Milwaukee Police Department confirmed the investigation is still the customer that was literally placing the order. You're not going to tell me that you can't just reach out to DoorDash and ask for an address. Like, that's some bullshit. I don't see how you can reasonably agree with the perpetrator. Like, so far, based on what I read on the news, you should have delivered the order. But at the same time, there is no reason for somebody to literally attack your car. Less than none. I can't see a valid reason for that. Anyway, I really want to hear what this person had to say about it.
So, I've been trying my hardest to keep this off the internet. For one, because I don't want everybody in my business, because people is doing exactly what I thought people was going to do, which is agree with the perpetrator. But also, I was trying to give DoorDash some time to rectify the situation, but they are just really giving me a hard time. And I seen on the news, yes, I was on the news today, that they were saying that they was directly in contact with me to rectify the situation, but they're directly in contact with me, making my life hell as well. They started this, now they need to finish it.
Yeah, here's the thing. DoorDash says that for PR. They don't actually mean it. You're probably going to need to take this to court and fight them that way. Because, quite frankly, like, if it's actually something that needs to be fixed, they need to fix it. It could just be the customer that needs to fix it at the end of the day, but for some reason, I don't think it's actually going to happen that way.
On July 11th, about 1 o'clock in the morning, I had got a ding on my DoorDash after DoorDashing for pennies all day. My first order was $7. And the thing about DoorDash is you can't really tell how far it is until you've already picked up the order, and then now it's time to go deliver it. And then they kind of set you up, because if you decide that you no longer want to deliver the order, then it messes up your ratings, and it just ain't no good situation.
Yes, you can. You 100% can. They literally lay that out for you. That makes no sense to me. Like, that's off in my opinion.
My first order was $7, and it took me 30 minutes away in traffic on the highway. They literally had me all over Wisconsin trying to keep my platinum rating up, because you get platinum Dasher based off like your acceptance rate and how many orders you deliver. I think this day I had ended up deciding that I didn't care, and I was going to lose my platinum Dasher status if it was going to be based off of me taking every order because they just had me running all over the state of Wisconsin for pennies.
Yeah, this is why I'm a firm believer of no tip, no trip. You don't just take any order they give you. You make sure they only take quality orders with quality customers.
So I had denied a couple orders, and I feel like I had went down from platinum to the next status under it. I get home because after DoorDashing all day, about 1 a.m., 1:30, actually about 1:30 a.m., a voice just was telling me to go home. And I never felt so strongly something telling me to go home. And I remember making a U-turn and being like, dang, I ain't never felt something tell me to go home so strongly, so I'm gonna go home.
Well, it was also 1:30 in the morning. Just finish your last order for the night and just go home. That makes sense.
When I get home, my son meets me outside and he says that he was hungry and that he was trying to get a snack, but there was a mouse in the kitchen that was just running around like he owned the place. Mind you, I have never had mice before, but I guess that's a Milwaukee thing because every time I mention this, like nobody bats an eye. They just be like, oh, well, you got to do this or you got to do that.
Okay, I don't understand what the mouse situation is about, but I'm going to see if I could skip past all of this because I don't think it's relevant to the order.
I'm not saying other states don't have mice. I'm saying I won't say this is the only one where it's a mice the way it has it. But also, they're really building up this community over here, so this around building houses, also some works. I also think that she needs to call up these holes because there's holes randomly in places where I'm pretty sure mice are getting in. And the mouse problem isn't like super bad because I've been in house, it's not worse. I've been in house and I just see mice running around jumping in. I've seen mice so this ain't worse for the fact that some people catch one, 2 mice a year and I caught multiple in months. And you wouldn't even know it's here if you didn't catch them. That's right, because it's not like they eat food in cabinets or you know what I'm saying, mice do. Like I say, I never have before, so let's take. So something outside and tells us that it's house kitchen, but you can't because it's house way. So we come in the house, me and my other son, and we all like conferring in the kitchen or on what we finna do to this mouse because he not running away. So we like, this man bold. So while we're conferring about what to do, I get a ding on my DoorDash, which I would have sworn that I turned DoorDash off. But the Bible does say that the devil is the prince of the air. So the prince of the airways.
I don't know how we ended up getting into biblical talk on this subject, but okay.
I get a ding talking about an $18 order that's about 5 minutes away. There's 2 orders. After you've been door dashing for pennies all day and it's a mouse in the kitchen, boy, we ran out the house. Like, we ain't grabbed no shoes or nothing, Jesus. We was like, yes. Because in my mind, I'm like, I need to get this money because we need to move up out of here. I'm not trying to go back to selling drugs and I'm not trying to do nothing nefarious like making fake check stubs to get an apartment.
Regardless, she did end up going back out for orders, so I guess I gotta commend her for that.
I was trying to like have faith and just show God that I trusted him and that I could do this without doing none of that extra stuff. We pick up the order. It tells me that I reached my location. Now, anybody who does DoorDash knows that just because you reached your location doesn't mean that you're exactly at the location. Because some people are saying, well, if you reach the location, why you ain't just leave the food or knock on the door? So at almost 2 o'clock in the morning, I was just supposed to be going around with my children in the car in the hood, knocking on random people's doors.
Yeah, I will say that sometimes the GPS doesn't take you exactly where you need to go. But at the same time, you took an order. You deliver it to the house it's supposed to go to. Like, I'm not saying you should leave your kids in the car, but they really should have been at home. Yeah, I get it. There was a mouse there. You didn't want them messing with the rodents or anything like that, but there's only so much you could do in this case. You gotta follow through. And that's specifically towards the order. I'm not justifying the customer. I'm making it clear that, hey, the order should have been delivered.
Now that I look back on it, maybe I could have honked the horn. But one time I honked the horn and I promise you I almost got into it with this lady. She talking about some, oh, this the hood. We don't honk horns at people around here because you honk a horn and then I come walking up to your car. Now I'm looking like I'm buying drugs. No, baby, you probably do buy drugs. And you mad that even though you getting a pizza right now, it's looking like you buying drugs. So yeah, my mama always taught me that was ghetto anyway, and you just don't pull up to nobody's house honking a horn. So
Yeah, I wouldn't have honked the horn at 2 o'clock in the morning either. It doesn't matter if it's the hood or not. You just don't.
it was 3 doors in a row, and then there was another door that was kind of off to the side. So I knew I was at the right building, but I didn't know what door was which.
Ah, okay. So this was probably a multi-unit house, and you probably needed to figure out which one was which. The labels on the doors weren't as clear. It was also 2 o'clock in the goddamn morning. Guess how many porch lights are on at 2 o'clock in the morning? Less than 0. And you could have dropped it off at the wrong door. Not that you didn't drop it off.
I clicked the button that said I have arrived, but all of a sudden the app would not load. So I was really confused. I thought I just didn't have no network. So I asked the kids to check their phones, and come to find out the phone was off. Mind you, anybody that have T-Mobile know that T-Mobile be robbing people so much that they will let your phone bill get to like $300 before they turn your phone off. So I had actually made like 2 payments, and I had my phone bill be $144 a month, but I had just paid like $80 on a phone bill. So I was actually shocked that T-Mobile even cut my phone off. Every time my phone gets actually cut off, I have to pay $60 in restoration fees. But if you can get a customer service agent on the phone, they can sometimes take away, if not all of them, at least some of the restoration fees. If I'm outside door dashing with an infant and 2 kids in a car in the hood, do it sound like a person that got $60 to pay a restoration fee?
This is why I just prefer the unlimited plan. Like, I have T-Mobile, I just prefer the unlimited plan. Especially if you're a gig worker, the unlimited plan's a must. That's just reality.
I'm literally sitting in front of their house for like 10 minutes. 10 minutes exactly, which when it comes to DoorDash, once you arrive at the location, you only have to sit in front of their house and wait for them for 5 minutes. In my mind, they had to be tracking the app. Plus, it said, hand me the order, which I'm so confused that all of those things transpired, but the app wouldn't load and show me where the drop-off was exactly.
Yeah, I'm a little confused on how this went down, but you only had partial network stuff. Then again, I have the unlimited plan. I don't mess with that stuff. I pay $150, I think, for that and my internet.
So I'm like, since they said to give me the order, they must be tracking it. So they're probably going to come outside. But in the meantime, I'm going to call T-Mobile to see if I can get somebody to cut my phone back on, because now they saying that I owe them $112. When, like I told y'all, I just paid $80 on a $144 bill. So, no, I did not owe them that much.
You can't expect that from customers, man. You really just can't.
After 10 minutes, nobody comes outside. Mind you, I'm in the hood where they shoot for fun, and the police don't come. So, I got my kids in a car, and it's damn near 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, no, I'm not finna just keep sitting here. The person ain't came out. I literally was damn near in tears driving off from their house because I wanted that money so bad. Mind you, I'm from Chicago. Milwaukee food don't taste like shit to me. So it's a lot of people talking about, oh, you stole her food and now you on the news acting like a victim. The food wasn't even worth stealing. I just had a baby less than a year ago and my abs is back. I don't eat fried chicken at 2 o'clock in the morning, even if I did eat this tasteless food. Check the next video for part.
Based on just the surface level information, I could have assumed that you stole the order. But at the same time, there is less than no reason why your car should have been attacked that way. The customer should have taken it up with the company. I don't know what happened with T-Mobile or anything like that. And I don't know if the fried chicken situation had anything to do with anything. It could go either way for me. whether or not the food was actually stolen. Regardless, the customer is 100% wrong. Her, there is a shadow of a doubt, but we do live in a country where it's innocent until proven guilty. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I don't want to get too deep into personal opinions on. All I see is a car that got and a driver that had a questionable story. I do believe the police should have at least found the person by now. I don't know what's happening there. Now, there is one other thing that I do find a little bit concerning, is that there's been some talk on this subject online to where somebody said DoorDash told the customer the actual address and location of the driver. And maybe that's just because the GPS was still on, etc. But I don't know, man. I can't see violence being a justifiable thing here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you guys want to learn more about how to really succeed in the gig economy, as well as other services that we are providing to restaurants, gig workers, and other forms of businesses. Make sure to check out drivenwyld.com. And if you guys want to stay in the know and be a part of the conversations that are being held in the gig economy, make sure to check out the Gone Wild live clips and podcast, where I take the live streams that Bud Soda and I conduct and cut them down into more digestible clips. Also, make sure to check out my Patreon, where I have exclusive clips that I cannot put on YouTube, as well as the full live stream replays and other sorts of information for self-employed individuals. Thank you again for watching, and until